This is 10 years old GTX 980, which costs right now £50. And I wonder how it will compare to Z1 Extreme, which is on ROG Ally X. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoy videos like this. Black Myth Wukong 1080p, FSR 100%, so it's native, lowest possible settings, no frame generation. And on GTX 980 we have 30 FPS, 30 plus. It is quite low to be honest, but for 10 years old card, this is quite impressive. I can see that we're at the limit of 4GB of VRAM, 3.8. And our CPU is Intel i5 12400F, 6 cores and 12 threads, so a little bit less than on ROG Ally X. And FPS is very consistent, I'm very surprised, it stays 35, 33, it is quite playable, but we still have room with FSR and frame generation, so we kinda can push it to like 50 to 60 FPS I guess. Let's see during the fight if our FPS will drop below 30. So it's 30 right now, but frame time is 39, 34. I'm not sure why, maybe because of VRAM, and we're using 16GB of RAM right now. Oh no. The control's a little bit on the heavy side, maybe because of this big frame time. But game is still playable, I can dodge the attacks, I can perform things here and there, so no problem at all. Let's reduce only FSR to 69%. Everything is on lowest again, no frame generation. And we are at 50 plus FPS. 52. 47 is going down a little bit, 45, frame time is a little bit better, it's 19 milliseconds, and FPS is above 40 FPS, almost at 50s. Wow, this is very good. And picture is still kinda acceptable, it is a little bit shimmery, but totally playable still. Let's go and fight that guy and see what FPS and frame time we will have. Kinda goes to 44 minimum so far, and this is very intensive scene. During the fight, 51, 50, no, it stays above 50. I'm very surprised by GTX 980, it's 10 years old graphics card, and you can still play modern games like Black Myth Wukong. To be frank, it's not supposed to run at all, but it is working. And you can play it, you can see right now I have 50 plus FPS almost. But we have one more thing. Frame gen. And all we'll do, we'll just switch on frame gen, and that's it. And let's see our FPS, 71, 69, nice, 66, 67, 60, well, we're at 60 plus FPS almost, I just saw 52 for microsecond, and it is very playable, it is very smooth, I can play it like this totally. This is just mind-blowing. We live in a world where 980 10 years old graphics card can run these games at 60 plus FPS, and thanks of course to upscaling technologies and frame gen. Without these technologies, no chance we would be able to play games like this. And the coolest part, FSR is totally free. For Nvidia's DLSS, the best upscaler, you will have to buy RTX card. But other than that, Black Myth Wukong on GTX 980 is fully playable. And total cost of this PC probably like £400. And now it's time for ROG Ally X 1080p, no FSR, no frame generation, lowest possible settings, and we're at 25 watts TDP. And we're at 50 FPS, wait what, no, it went from 50 to 30 to 28, probably it was just loading, 27. It's not that far to be honest, we had like 34 on GTX 980. I'm very impressed by this APU. It sips a little bit of power and can produce the same FPS almost like proper desktop GPU, which was released 10 years ago of course. But it is quite impressive that we are at this point, because GTX 980 is still quite capable card. It's quite weak, but it's still quite capable to be honest. Okay, let's reset our enemies and let's go and fight. The first victim. I don't remember how to fight in this game. Wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? I haven't played this for a while. This guy probably will be final boss for me. We dropped to 26 for just microsecond and went back to 28, 27, 26 again. Let's freeze this guy. 25. Yeah, we're going a little bit below 30. But on GTX 980 was solid 30 FPS, so we kinda below a little bit, like 3-4 FPS. It is still very impressive, but we have a cheat code. FSR at 69%, and we should have very playable FPS. And we are at 60, 58, 45, 40. It's above 40 FPS. It is playable. It is more than playable. For some reason, on this handheld, it feels like good 50 plus FPS. I'm not sure why. Maybe because of controller or VRR screen, but it feels way smoother. For example, right now, I'm at 41, 42 FPS, but it feels way smoother for some reason. And also high pixel density on this 1080p 7-inch screen. It feels like proper 4K screen. Everything is sharper and better looking than a big screen before. And as you can see, our FPS is very consistent. And now it's time just to switch on frame gen. While Wukong is running on the air, let's wait for frame gen to load. And right now we're at 60 plus FPS, and this is very smooth, of course. Frame generation implemented in this game just perfectly well. You still have slight latency, but it's not distracting at all. And during the fight with this guy, let's see, 59, 60 FPS, 59, just want to smack him. The 63 and still 64, 63. Okay, I can say straight away that this is the way you should play this game on ROG Ally X. Or maybe you can go to 900p or 720p, increase your FPS drastically, because this is just 7-inch screen. You'll have still very good quality. Also, you can bump your settings to medium to high, probably medium, and FSR at quality no less. And maybe frame gen at 720p to have like 80 FPS. Warhammer Space Marine 1080p DLSS quality. I'm not sure why DLSS, but let's keep it at DLSS, lowest possible settings. And we are at 34 FPS. Not good. 37. This is as low as you can go for the screen, because we cannot go 900p or 720p. It will look just awful on this big screen. And also with out of VRAM, I can clearly see that we are using way too much of RAM, and I believe some textures not going to load in this game. Let's walk and see our FPS, 37, 36, 38, so far so good, 45, went a little bit up, and this is the most demanding place in this place. And we're staying above 30 FPS, which is very good, because we right now at DLSS quality. I'm not suggesting go below DLSS quality, but it seems working on GTX card, which is 10 years old. This is quite mind-blowing, to be honest. And now let's see FPS during the mission. 39, 42, same settings, lowest possible 1080p DLSS quality. And I can see that some textures are very bad. We don't have enough VRAM definitely. But we still above 40 FPS, so technically this game is playable on GTX 980. This card costs like 50-60 pounds right now on eBay. Check this out, this texture is completely low res, only because we out of VRAM. I cannot see the skull properly, or it's just so weird. But this is the price you have to pay if you want to play this modern triple. Oh, I just noticed even ground is low res, to be honest. Like I said, this is the price you have to pay if you want to play this big AAA titles, newest, on 10 years old graphics card. And this RPS during big battle scenes at 45, 43, we are above 40 FPS still. So technically it is playable. I'm very impressed by GTX 980. So let's move on to ROG Ally X next. We're at 1080p, FSR quality, lowest possible settings, and 25 watts TDP. And our FPS is 36, 38. It's almost the same. 42, 41. It's quite impressive. And I can clearly see that our textures are much sharper, shinier. This is very impressive for APU. And let's walk and see 43, 45 here. It should go up to like 50 here, right? I believe this area is lighter, and then we'll go to much heavier. No, 41, 41, 40. It will go down now. 37, 37, 36. So far, so good. We are above 30, which is solid. 33, 35. I'm very impressed. This is good. Let's go straight away to mission and see our FPS there. Okay, I clicked on same mission, and hopefully this is the same mission. And our FPS is not great at all. I'm not sure why. It's 36. We have all the textures. Let me just quickly check settings if things are actually changed. 1080p, FSR quality, everything is on lowest. Yes. 25 watts TDP. What is going on? 26, 27. This is not good FPS at all. 22. It's barely playable, but let's see what will be during the fights. These slowdowns are super annoying. Most likely this game is suited for like 720p on this screen with IFMF2, but it should be similar performance because this GPU and GPU I mean GTX 980, it's almost similar in performance. But we have all the texture with us, maybe that is the reason. And yes, this game looks quite amazing on this 7-inch 1080p screen. And again, it's like I'm looking at 4K screen. Pixel density is almost the same. This creature is possessed, that's crazy. But RFPS still 23, it's quite playable, I can say. On this screen is alright, I'm still playing it. And I can say like, yeah, it's fine. The perfect FPS on ROG Ally X, for some reason, it's like 40 to 45. Because of the RR screen, everything starts looking way smoother. Next game is Ghost of Tsushima, 1080p, FSR quality, no frame generation, and lowest possible settings, by the way, field of view at 25, and no motion blur. How this game will perform on 10 years old graphics card, GTX 980? Let's see. Let it load, and we're at 77, 76, 75, 77. We are at 70 plus FPS right now in Ghost of Tsushima, and we are not out of VRAM. To be honest, this is a little bit mind-blowing that it is working actually. While we're spinning the camera, 69, nice, 70, 71, 69 again, 70. So it's very consistent, and it's very smooth. Okay, let's run and see, can we drop our FPS below, let's say 60, 71, 69, 69, staying on 69, the perfect FPS, 68, 65, okay, we're going down. It is so smooth, it is more than playable. On this graphics card, it is not supposed to work at all. How is this possible? What a poor guy, stick around. Okay, gotta go. So what about the horse? Can we drop our FPS while riding the horse? And we had 70 plus FPS, 66, 67. It's still fine. It's still good, yeah. 69, 71, 69 back. And let's see during the fight, will our FPS drop? And the 63, yep, it's going down slightly, 61, 62. But so far, 59. Okay, finally we dropped below 60. But yep, this game is absolutely playable on 10 years old graphics card. Wow. ROG Ally X 1080p, FSR quality, no frame generation, and of course lowest possible settings, field of view at 25, no motion blur, and 25 watts TDP. Right now we're on a horse and 49 FPS, so it's less. We had 60 here. 48, we like 10 FPS below than GTX 980, which is 10 years old. It is still impressive FPS for the handheld, only because we can go with the screen to like 900p or 720p and still have very good image quality and probably have like 20 to 30 FPS more at medium to high settings. So right now at 49, 48 FPS, 46, it goes down when we're closer to a small village, and fire probably takes some FPS, 47, 47, 46. It's very consistent, it's very smooth. Let's fight these guys and see if our FPS can drop below, let's say like 40. I probably will die very quick because these guys are super tough. Let me just gather them together on one screen. And maybe we can check our, yep, you see how many of them here? 42, 43. Huh. It is very good. Very impressive. But something tells me I'm going to die here right now. I'm just going to join that guy which is sticking around on that hill. Let's fight! Huh. No, check this. This guy is good. No, defend. No, that's it. Probably that's it. I can't heal. And I'm dead. Fatality. Dragon Age Veilguard is next, FSR quality 1080p and lowest possible settings. Adaptive resolution is switched off and the resolution scale is at 100%. And we are at 40 FPS, 42, 40, 37. This is the most demanding scene in the game according to Digital Foundry, and I'm quite impressed to be honest. 10 years old graphics card can produce this FPS in modern game. And frame time is quite low to be honest. And this game doesn't look that bad at lowest possible settings. During the walking 36 still. Frame time a little bit higher, like 29 now, and 37, 36, 34, 39. It's very consistent. I'm still baffled that we can play newest titles on 10 years old graphics card. Okay, this cutscene is still fine. 39, 45, 46. This game looks quite good. More like Fortnite-ish good, I can say, not like the most realistic graphics. But I must admit that dialogues here are quite cringe. I haven't played the Dragon Age Veilguard that much, and I hope story will be alright. After the cutscene, now we have control of our character, and our FPS is 60 right now when we're looking there, the sky, but 47, 46 when we're looking down, maybe because of lots of small items around us, but when we're looking at the sky, yeah, of course, it will be higher. Our VRAM now went completely to RAM, we're at 18 gigabytes. And surprisingly, I don't feel any big stutters at all. It may be on the slow part, but it's still very, very playable. Let's run and see our FPS 43, 40, very, very consistent. 44, and frame time is nice. 42, 45. Yeah, it's nice, it's nice. And during the battle, we're at 40 plus FPS still. 43, 42. And I like how this is no more turn-based fights, but I wish we could switch from turn-based to real-time battles. It's like an old game Might and Magic, where you could switch from turn-based to real-time fights, and you can just build your tactics around that. I never played Dragon Age games before, I just saw a little bit here and there, and I'm totally satisfied with these fights, to be honest. Our FPS is very, very good on GTX 980, which is, again, 10 years old. ROG Ally X 1080p FSR quality, lowest possible settings, adaptive resolution is off, the resolution scale is at 100% and we're at 25 watts TDP. We are at exactly the same scene and we're at 35 FPS right now. It is quite incredible that on APU we can see this FPS at 1080p. Again, on the screen everything looks like 4K because 1080p, high pixel density, 7-inch only. And our FPS stays very, very consistent. 42, 37, 39. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And now let's walk and see 32. We're going down a little bit. 32, 31 also just for a second. 31 again, but it's staying above 30, which is good. And this is 1080p. We can go to 900p, 720p. We can reduce our FSR to balanced. I wouldn't recommend. Better go to 900p in my opinion. During the same cutscene, it's a little bit lower. We had like 45 FPS on GTX 980. We are missing somewhere around 10 FPS. It's a difference, but it's not a big difference because of this is APU, this device on the go. This is still quite impressive that you can have this FPS, let's say traveling on a train, on a plane. And now we have control of our character and we are 36 FPS, I remember 47 here, but 37, yep, we're missing like 10 FPS. Looking up, and it's not going up at all. 40 FPS, 42, it went like to 70, I think, 60, okay. For some reason, GTX 980, which has kind of similar performance, can go a little bit above, I'm not sure why, average FPS, it's always similar. And during the fight we have 10 FPS less again, 43 went to 33, 34. So it is quite a difference, but again, not very dramatic because this is handheld with smaller screen. And we are not sacrificing much by going down in resolution, 720p, 900p. But what's interesting right now, it's above 30 FPS. If you're looking for consistent 30 FPS, this is probably a good option. If you're looking for consistent 50 FPS, 720p option. Or you can go to 720p medium high settings, FSR balanced or quality, and you will have like 40 FPS. So Dragon Age Dogma is quite playable on ROG Ally X. And it is also playable on 10 years old GTX 980. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.